The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 41, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on June 7th, 1976, in Los Angeles.
Jena sadhavaniyami bhava rajasattva tamo-maya gunanama kriyarupai vibhavanti yatha-tatham. So, Supreme Controller is Narayana or Krishna. Krishna also explains, here in the Shastra we understand that Narayana is the Supreme Controller. In many other places the same thing is explained. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadi Radi Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. So, Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhava mattas sarvam pravartati. So Narayana, in the Vedic mantra also, the same thing. Eko Narayana asit. In the beginning, Narayana was there. So Narayana is not alone. When you say the king is coming, it does not mean the king is coming alone. King is coming with his ministers, with his secretaries, with his military forces, bodyguards, many thousands. Similarly, when you speak, Eko Narayana asi, Narayana parah bhaktya, it does not mean the Narayana is alone. Narayana is always, if the king can be surrounded by so many officers and ministers, the Narayana is the supreme king. So how he is surrounded by paraphernalia, we can just think of it. The Narayana Dham, the Vaikuntha Dham, there are millions and millions of Vaikuntha Dham in this spiritual world, as we see in this material world. And in each planet, Narayana is there in different forms. That is described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Different forms means Narayana has the same form, 4 hands, with 4 symbolic weapons, simply changing. Shankha Chakra, Gadapadda, Gada Chakra, Shankhapadda, like that. These things are explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. From the Vaikuntha, the spiritual world, Narayana is there. And above this Vaikuntha planet, there is the Goloka Vrindavan planet. That is described in the Brahma Samhita. Chintamani prakara sadmasu kalpavrikkhalakhyamriti susurabhi ravipalayan Lakshmi sahasra sata sambrama srivamanam govindavadi purusam tamam vajami. There is the Golok Vrindavan, the description is there. There are also trees, there are also animals, and Krishna is there, and he is being served by Lakshmis, the gopis. Sahasra sata sambrama sevamanam, with great respect they are serving. These descriptions are there. The trees are desert tree. Whatever you want from that tree, you'll get. The cows are Surabhi cows, means You can draw milk as many times as you like and as much as you like. Surabhi Rabi Palayantam. So, when you speak of Vrindavan, it is not imagination. In this Shastra, there is description how Krishna is there, what he is doing. Especially it is mentioned, Surabhi Abhipalayanta. Krishna has got this hobby, just like our hobby, dog Abhipalayanta. We keep, every one of us, especially in the Western country, a dog. So why not Krishna keeping so many cows? What is the difficulty for him? So he intentionally, he becomes a cowherd boy. That is his pleasure. Just like here, a minute particle of God, we have got so many hobbies. So here, because nothing can be present here without being in Krishna. Therefore Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhava. Whatever is there in this material world, bad or good, similar things are there in the spiritual world. The difference is, here everything bad, and there everything good. That is the difference. Here we have made bad and good, it has no meaning. Chaitanya Charitamritakar, Kaviraj Goswami, he has explained the conception of bad and good in this material world. He says, Daite bhadra bhadra sakali sama. Ei bhalo, ei manda sam manodharo. In the world of duality, this is the world of duality. So, there is absolute world. That is spiritual world. But here there is duality, bad and good. You cannot understand bad without having some conception of good. And you cannot understand good without having some conception of bad. You require the opposite. So, in the spiritual world, this duality conception is absent. Everything is absolute. We have to understand this theoretically at the present moment, but there everything is chintamani, everything is alive, spiritual. So Narayana's place is there, sadhamani, that is his own abode. This is also Narayana's abode, this material world. Just like a king's kingdom is very widespread, but still he has got a palace. That is sadham. Everywhere his property, government property. But still there is a government house, particular. Similarly, everything belongs to God. Ishavashamidam sadmam, everything. Everything God's property. Bhoktaram jagadavasam, sarvaloka mahesara, he is the proprietor. But still, he has got his own abode. That is Goloka Vrindavan. Goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhuta. That is God. He is always there. He hasn't got to go out for some business. No. He hasn't got to work for maintaining his establishment. No. He is complete and he is staying there. Just like Krishna, it is said in this Shastra, Vrindavanam parityajya na padam ekam gacchati. Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. He doesn't go anywhere. He is always existing there. But still he is everywhere. That is his inconceivable potence. Golokaiva nivasati akhilatma bhuta. We are limited. I am sitting here, I am not in my apartment. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna is in his abode, Goloka Vrindavan. He doesn't leave that place any moment. But he will find Krishna everywhere. Golokaiva nivasati akhilatma bhuta. Don't think that Krishna is not here. Krishna is here also. You see, personally, Krishna is present here. Don't think that it is not Krishna, it is some stone statue. No, it is Krishna. But because you cannot see Krishna, he is appearing that you may see. But you cannot see without stone and wood. Therefore it is called Archa-vigraha, Archa-avatar. Archa-avatar, therefore, Arche Vishnu Siladhi, Gurusu Naramati, Vaishnave Jati Buddhi, Naraki. Forbid. Never think at the vigraha, the form of the Lord, as stone or wood. Arche Vishnu Siladhi. One who thinks like that. Gurusu Naramati, and the spiritual master as ordinary human being. Arche Siladhi, Arche Vishnu Siladhi, Gurusu Naramati. Vaishnave Jati Buddhi. Vaishnava, who has become devotee, to accept him belonging to some caste or nation or some, no. He doesn't belong to any. Never to think that he is American Vaishnava, he is Indian Vaishnava, he is Brahman Vaishnava, he is Ksatriya. No. This is Jati Buddhi, classification. Vaishnava does not belong to any Jati. He belongs to Krishna, Krishna Das. Jive Sarupha Nitya Krishna Das. Therefore practically you can see the members of Krishna consciousness. Some of them are Indian, some of them are European, some of them are Englishmen, some of them are black, some of them are white, some of them are Brahmins, some of them are Hindus, but they do not think anymore that I belong to this category. No. No, otherwise they could not work. Every one of them completely aware that we are all Krishna's servants. Similarly, Guru is not ordinary human being. Gurusu Naramati, Guru is not ordinary human being. Ordinary human being cannot preach Krishna consciousness. That is not possible. Krishna Shakti vina nahi Krishna nama prasya. So, anyone who is preaching, he cannot be considered as ordinary human being. Even though Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has explained this, that why not ordinary being? His son, he is calling him father, or his relative, they are taking him as ordinary. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said, still he is not ordinary being. Why? Then because he is preaching Krishna consciousness. So Vaishnava Jati Buddhi, Gurusu Naramati, and Sri Vishnu, Padatitho, that's like Ganges water, Jamuna water, to think of ordinary water, these are forbidden. So, Krishna gunanama rupai vibhavayanti jatha tatham. He has innumerable names and innumerable forms according to the necessity. Unlimited forms. Narayana, Govinda, Krishna, thousands and thousands of names. But he is situated in his own place and he is governing the whole creation. Ishavasramidam sadvam. That is the Vedic mantra. Everything is being controlled by him. How he is controlling, how he is witness, that will be explained in the next verse. How Sujya, Agni, Khang, Marud, Deva, Soma, Sandhya, Ahani, Disha, Tang, Ku, Sayang, Dharma, Iti, Cheti, Dayasya, Saksina. This is explained next verse. How he is controlling, how things are managed. We can see practically that universal affair, how things are being managed. Exactly in the right time, the sun is rising, the moon is rising, and they are working exactly to the time. In this season, the sun will stay during daytime, so many hours, exactly will find. Not that this year he is staying from 6 to 6, and next year he is not appearing. No, there is no question of accident. The same date, same month, and the same appearance of the sun and the moon, everything. And still we say there is no God, God is dead, there is no controller. This is foolishness, mura. The muras, the asses, mura means asses. One who has no knowledge. It is common sense affair that if everything is going on so nicely, how I can think of there is no controller? In your house, in your office, if everything goes very nicely, systematically, there is the director, there is the manager, superintendent, and everything is going nicely. Without these things, how the whole universal affair can go so nicely? That is not accident. That there was a chunk and immediately became this and that. No, there is no accident. Maya dhakshena prakriti suhati sacharacharam. There is no question of accident. Krishna says, under my supervision, everything is going on. So Narayana or Krishna is controlling everything, and this material world is made of 3 modes of material nature. Sattva-guna, rajo-guna, tamo-guna. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasa. The Bhagavad Gita also says the same thing. Prakriti, this material nature, is working under 3 modes of material nature. Sattva-guna, tamo-guna, rajo-guna. And the rajo-guna, the material world is created. In sattva-guna, the material world is maintained. And in tamo-guna, this material world is dissolved or annihilated. This is the way going on. So sattva-guna maintenance in charge is Vishnu himself. Without Vishnu, nobody can maintain. Just like one contractor, he can manufacture a very big skyscraper building, but to maintain it, it requires another management. How to manage and maintain. And dissolution, anyone can break this big skyscraper. These 3 things are going on. So the maintenance in charge is Narayana. He is expansion, Vishnu. Vishnu. Vishnu is supplying all the needs of ours. We have so many living entities, innumerable. But Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, He is supplying all our needs. Just like Father, He supplies the needs of the family, children. Only Vishnu is maintaining. Eko jo bahunam vidadati kama. So many different varieties of living entities, and they have got different demands, different necessities. Everything is supplied by Vishnu. Eko jo bahunam vidadati kama. That is God. So, we cannot declare independence. That is not possible. There is no independence. We are completely dependent on Vishnu. There is no doubt about it. You cannot manufacture your necessity, all the necessities. You can manufacture some motor car or some needle or this or that, but you cannot manufacture the primary necessities of life. That is not possible. When there is scarcity of food, you cannot manufacture in your factory. That is not possible. That you have to receive from Vishnu, from God. That is explained in the Bhagavad Gita, that annag bhavanti bhutani. Annag bhavanti bhutani pajanyat anna sambhava. Pajanyat anna sambhava. Anna means food grains. Or even you take that my anna, my food is animal. That's all right. Either you eat animal or vegetable or food grains, it is supplied by God. You cannot manufacture it. Suppose I am eating vegetable, you are eating meat. But meat, you cannot manufacture. A vegetable also I cannot manufacture. That is supplied by God. Eko jo bahunam vidadati kaman. Whatever our necessities are there, it is supplied by God, Krishna. So, he advises, this world, although Krishna supplies everything, but still you have to work. You have to work. This material world means karma sangha. Without working, you cannot live. You have to work. There is a verse in the Bhagavad Gita, karma jaya karmana. Sarira jatrapite na prasiddheta karma. Do not stop working. Some foolish people say that we are not working. We are working for Krishna. It is not that we are not working. Working is necessary here. But the difference is, a bhakta is working under the direction of Krishna, and non-devotees are working under the direction of Maya. Thank you very much.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 42, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on June 8, 1976, in Los Angeles.
Sujogni khang maruddeva soma sandha ahani disha khang ku sayam karma iti hi ete dvayasya saksena. In the Christian religion, they do not believe karma, that I did something in my past life, where is the evidence that I did something, therefore I am suffering? They take the analogy, just like a criminal in the court is convinced when there is sufficient witness. Not that I have complained against you, when you go to the court you are punished. No. My charges against you should be corroborated by sufficient witness. So the Christian religionists, they do not believe in the next birth, transmigration of the soul, or something like that. But they do not believe also in the fruitive activities, resultant action of our past life. This very word, witness, it is my personal experience. I was a student in the Scottish Churches College in Calcutta, and we had to attend half an hour Bible class. So, Dr. W.S. Harcourt, he was teaching, Reverend Dr. W.S. Harcourt. He said, I remember, that where is the evidence? The Hindus believe in the karma, but where is the evidence that I did it? The answer is here. That we may not compare our inefficiency with the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. Now, God has kept so many witnesses. How we can escape? Here is the least of witness. Surya, first of all. The sun. So, how you can escape Surya's light? You cannot escape. So here is one witness. Then Agni, fire. Then Khong, the sky, where there is no sky. Here we are sitting, there is sky. And there is light also. Then Marut, air. Deva, who is Deva? Demigod, yes. Then Soma, at night there is moon. Sandhya, evening, or noon. Moon is also Sandhya. Sandhya means junction. When the night is going away, the day is coming, early in the morning, that is also Sandhya. When midday, the forenoon is passing, the afternoon is beginning, that is also Sandhya. Three Sandhya. Three Sandhya. We have to chant Gayatri Mantra, three Sandhya. And in the morning, in the midday, and in the evening. That is three Sandhya. Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasadat, jasya prasadat nagati kutopi. What is next line? Three Sandhya. This three Sandhya. And in the morning, midday, and in the evening. Every Sandhya is witness. Sandhya, honey, day and night together, full day, 24 hours, honey. Ahani, loka gachanti dhamma mandiram. This ahani. Every day, hundreds and thousands of living entities are dying. Shesha-asthitam icchanti kimasajya mata param. Still, one who is not dead, he is thinking, I will not die. I will live. This is the wonderful thing, most wonderful thing. Everyone should be prepared for death. Death is inevitable. So, Disha and 10 directions. North, south, east, west, the four corners, 8, and up and down. There are 10 directions, so where you will go? Everywhere there is witness, you cannot escape. Kanku, Sayam, what is Kanku? Water and earth, yes. So, how you can escape God's eyes? Sarvato panipadastat, sarvato chakshu. Everywhere God's eyes are there. So, you cannot escape. You are wanting witness. Here are so many witnesses. How you can hide your sinful activities? That is not possible. You can hide yourself from the material laws, that the police has not seen me, then I will escape. No. In God's law, you cannot do that. That is not possible. So we should remember it, that when we act sinfully, then there are so many witnesses, and we have to be punished. We cannot escape. Swayam, these are so many God's witnesses, and over and above them, Swayam, the personality of Godhead in his super soul feature. Super soul means God is present in everyone's heart. Not only heart, he is everywhere present, even within the atom. Annantarasthang paramanuchayantarasthang ekapasau rachayatam jagadanna koti jachattirasti jagadanna chaya jadantam annantarasthang paramanuchayantarasthang govindamadi purusam tamanvaya. The Lord, in order to maintain this material world, how he has expanded, it is described in the Shastra, ekapasau rachayatam jagadanna koti. Jagadanna means this universe. Anda, it is egg-like. Anda means egg-like. Jagat Anda, the universe. So that universe is not one. We are seeing only one universe with our these naked eyes. But when we see through the eyes of Shastra, authority, Shastra Chakhusha, this is basic knowledge. That don't be simply after your these defective eyes. What is the value of these eyes? There are so many things. Just like this morning we are discussing. You take photograph from the sea, what you will see? But there are many millions of fishes within the sea. What you will take photograph? They say that we have taken photograph of the moon planet, there is no life. What is the value of this photograph? Can you take photograph in the water? How many fishes are there? So what is the value of your photograph? This is the difficulty that these rascals do not accept that they are defective. That is the difficulty. With their defective senses, they are thinking we are perfect. Because we have got a photograph, telescope, therefore sufficient. It is made by you. You are defective, and whatever you make, that is defective. This is the conclusion. This is the right conclusion. A blind man, if he creates some telescope, can he see? You are blind, what you can see? But they are taking evidence I have seen with photograph, with telescope. So these questions were never raised. We are now raising this question. And they are passing. No, this is not the process. The process is shastra-chakhusya, sabda-pramanam, that is Vedic. Sabda-pramanam. Just like you are sleeping, and somebody is coming to kill you with knife. So, how you can take precaution? You are sleeping. But some of your friend or relative, get up, get up, get up, there is enemy, immediately wake up. That means you see with the ear, not with the eyes. The real seeing is through the eyes, through the ears. Suppose one does not know who is his father. So, how he can see the father? Through the ear, not with the eyes. That is not possible. The mother says, my dear child, here is your father. And you see through the eyes, here is my father. So therefore, real eyes, the ear, not these eyes. Real eyes. That is real seeing. Therefore Shastra says, Vedic knowledge, that Shastra chakhusya, pashyati jnana chakhusya, one can see by the eyes of knowledge, not by these blunt eyes. This is useless. You cannot see. And how you can see through the sabda, Shastra means sabda, through the ear. My Guru Maharaj used to say, don't try to see a saintly person by your eyes. You see a saintly person by the ear. Because if you hear from the saintly person, and if he is speaking from the experience which he has had from the another saintly person, this is called Guru Parampara. Then the knowledge is perfect. Yesterday, the Jamaduta said that it is Susuma. Never said I have seen it. Vedu Narayana Sakshat Swayambhu iti Susuma. We have heard it. Vedu Narayana Sakshat, he never says, I have seen it. No, it is Susuma. So this is experience, real knowledge. Vedu Narayana Sakshat. Veda is directly Narayana. So, Narayana, you can see Narayana. You can hear about Narayana. Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu. Vishnu is Narayana. This is the beginning of understanding Narayana. Savanam Kirtanam. Never says by seeing, by touching, by licking up. No. You cannot say. That is not experience. Real experience is, it is Susuma. So, if we take our knowledge that there is no witness what we did in our previous life, that is nonsense. Here there is so many witnesses. It is susuma, here. You cannot say there is no witness. You hear from the Vedic literature how many witnesses are present there for all your activities and how they are becoming recorded. Minutely, and everything will be judged. Therefore the Jamaraj is there. So, this is our position that Pratityakramanani gunai karmani sarvasa ahankara vimratma. Anyone who is proud of his so-called knowledge, so-called experience, simply I believe, I think, it may be, suppose, what is this knowledge? Raw nonsense. When you get knowledge, sushruma from the authority, that is knowledge. Otherwise all useless. All useless. Because your senses are imperfect. You cannot see properly. You cannot hear properly. You cannot touch properly. You cannot smell properly. These are your instruments for getting experience. You cannot go. How you can say in other planets there is no life? You cannot go. According to the scientists' calculation, they say that to go to the topmost planet, it will take 40,000 years. Who is going to travel 40,000 years? But you are seeing the planets are there. Go there and see. You cannot estimate of one universe, which you are practically seeing. And in the Shastra here, there are millions of universes. Jasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti. Kotishu asesha vasudhadi vibhuti bhinnam. Tad brahma nishkalam ananta asesha bhutam. Govindam adi prutam. Tamang. So, we have to take knowledge from Shastra. And who will teach me Shastra? Sadvijnanatham sa gurumeva vigache. Go to Guru. Sadvijnanatham. Just like you go to some superior person to learn something. That is the process. Similarly, the same process. You have to go to a person who has also heard. Sushruma. You go to that. Not that to a person who says that I suppose, I believe, maybe, no. You go to the person who says, it is sushruma, yabhari pramada. You have to go to that person. Srotriyam brahmanistam. Who is Guru? Srotriyam, who has properly heard. Srotriyam. And what is the result? Brahmanistam. By hearing, he is firmly convinced there is God. You have to go to such Guru. If you go to a fakkar, what do you teach you? No. Fakkar means one who talks much without any knowledge. It's called fakkar. So, everything in direction is there. Tadvijnanatham. If you want to know that science, then tadvijnanatham gurumeva. Must. Gache, this verb is used when there is the sense must. If somebody says, all right, I shall learn even without going to any guru. No, that is not possible. Therefore this verb is used. Gachat. You must if you want to learn. Otherwise you remain in darkness. This is Vedic injunction. Sushruma. You must hear from the right source. Then you will get perfect knowledge. So therefore, whether there is witness or not witness, we cannot understand from a so-called professor. There is witness, Shastra says. And how can you deny it? If Surya, first word is Suburja. The Surya is the eyes of God. One eye. Another eye is moon. And it is described in the Shastra. Jat chakshuresa savita sakalagrahana raja samastha suramurti asesa teja jasad gaya bhramati sanghita kala chakro govindamadipurutam tamam bhaja. So Surya, we can see that we have got some rays of the eyes 3 feet, but you see from the 93 million miles away he is seeing. So brightly he is seeing. So you have to understand in that way. The Shastra says, here is the eye. Another eye, one after another, one after another. How you will escape? That is not possible. Therefore, we must be very cautious and, I mean to say, with sense we must act, and if we act according to the direction of the Shastra, then our position is safe. Otherwise, we are risking life. Risking life means this human life. Human life, the dog has got ear. We have got also ear. But the dog cannot understand Shastra. That is not possible. Or the elephant has got ear, very big ear. Does it mean that he can hear more? No. This is Askara. One must be quite able to hear, to understand Shastra. Therefore Shastra is meant for the human society. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita you will find the Sanatana Goswami teaching, you will find Anadi Bohimog Jeev Krishna Bhuli Gela Ataev Krishna Ved Purana Korila. Why these Vedas and Puranas are there? Just to remind us. The Veda Purana Korila. Veda with 4 Vedas and other literatures abiding by the Vedas. Purana means supplementary Vedas. There are many historical incidences. They say mythology. No, it is not mythology. It is from selected historical incidences put together by the same Vedic instruction for common man. In the Vedas, mantras are there, common man cannot understand. Janma dasajataha athata brahma jigyasa. This Veda mantra goes on. But ordinary person, they cannot understand. Therefore, the same Vedas explain with reference to the historical incidences. That is called Puran. Thank you very much.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, Text number 43, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on June 9th, 1976, in Los Angeles.
You can say the God is dead or there is no God, but that is not the fact. The atheist class of men, they want that there may not be any God. they can do whatever they like. That is not possible. Just like in a small state, there are so many CID, police, and so many other detectives, just to find out who is transgressing the law. So, in this big government of the universe, how do you think that there is no system of finding out who is culprit? So, what is adharma? Dharma means obeying the law. Just like good citizen means who is obeying the laws of the state. He is good citizen. And other person who is disobeying, they are called outlaws. So, what is dharma? Just like it is the duty of good citizen to abide by the laws of the state, similarly, dharmic, a person who is religious, means who is abiding by the laws of God. That's all. And who is not abiding, he is adharma. That is the difference. So, what is our dharma? Living entities, we are part and parcel of God. We are not separated from God. Just like this finger is not separated from the whole body. It's part of the body. So when Krishna says that all these living entities, they are my part and parcel. Mamaivangsha jiva bhuta, jiva loki sanatana. Not that the part and parcel is differently created. As soon as the body is there, the part and parcels are also there. So, what is the duty of the part and parcel? Just like the finger, I am feeling some itching sensation, immediately comes. Naturally, without asking. It's always ready to serve. This is the duty of the part and parcel. So if you are part and parcel of God, then what is our duty? To serve God. That's all. This is our duty. So anyone who is serving always Krishna or God, he is dharma. He is in dharma. And who is not serving, he is adharma. Because his duty, he requires treatment. His finger, part and parcel of my body, I want to get some service from the finger, but if the finger is diseased, or due to some pain or some injury, it cannot serve the body, it requires treatment. It requires treatment. This is natural. Similarly, punishment means treatment. Why government has opened so many prison houses? So this punishment government does not desire to keep the prison house open and inviting, please come here. No, that is not the policy. Policy is that one who is outlaw, diseased, he should be brought here and corrected. So Jamaraj is for this purpose. When you are punished, there is no envious envy on the part of God or His agent. It is our correction. I think the Yamaraja, the Yamaduta said in the beginning that we have come to take our Yami just to correct him. So, dharma and adharma, Our real dharma is to serve God. That is our real duty. And as soon as we neglect this permanent service or occupation, then you are liable to be punished. You cannot become independent of God. That is not possible. That will make you happy. The healthy condition of the finger is that it is able to serve the body. If the finger is not able to serve the body, that is unhealthy. Otherwise, similarly, when we are engaged in Krishna consciousness and engaged in service of the Lord, that is our healthy state. That is mukti, liberation. Mukti means no disease. So when we deny to serve Krishna, when we are not engaged in the service of Krishna, that is our disease condition. That is not healthy condition. So this Krishna consciousness movement is a treatment to cure this diseased atheists and rogues to come to Krishna consciousness and be happy. This is Krishna consciousness movement. It is not an artificial thing to give you facility for your sense gratification. No. There is no question of sense gratification. That is disease. The healthy stage is how to satisfy Krishna. That is bhakti. Bhakti definition, annavilasita sunnam, jnana karmadanabritam, anukullena krishnanushiranam bhakti uttama. That is bhakti. No other business. Annavilasita sunnam. Sunnam means zero. They could not understand. They are so much atheistic that it was impossible for them to understand what is God, what is devotion. So therefore Lord Buddha propounded the philosophy, make your all nonsense activities zero. So much. First of all make zero, then positive. That is zero movement. Sunnavadi. At least if a rascal children is always doing something nonsense, first of all stop him, make him zero. Then good lesson. Come, do this. So this Buddhist movement means to make their atheistic activities zero. At least that is good. It is better not to moan on, silent. Instead of talking on nonsense, better be silent. Don't create disturbance. So, and the other movement, Nirviseshvadi, is giving little hint. Shankaracharya, Mahabharata. Yes, this zero is not sufficient. There is positive, Brahma Sattva Jagat Mithya. His movement was that this material world is false, make it zero. But there is a positive thing, which is Brahma. What is that Brahma? He did not disclose. Then the Vaishnava Acharyas, Ramanucharya, Madhyacharya, they say, Brahma Sattva, and what is Brahma? Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaniti Sabda. Brahma, first realization, impersonal, then localized, then personal. Just like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Imam vivassati yugam praktavan aham abhayam. Long years ago, millions of years ago, I spoke this philosophy to the sun god, Vivasha. So, So Krishna, as he was instructing Arjuna, similarly he was instructing the sun god that Arjuna is a person, Krishna is a person. Similarly, sun god is also a person, and Krishna is a person. And Krishna says in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita that, my dear Arjuna, you, me, and all of them who are standing here in this battlefield, we are existing in the past. We are existing now, and we shall continue to exist. So God is person, we are also person. We existed in the past as person, we are existing now as person, and we shall continue to exist as person. There is no question of impersonal. In past, present, future, everywhere the person, where is the question of impersonal? So impersonal means that like the sun god is person, but the sun sign is impersonal. Those who are in the sun sign, they cannot understand what is sun god. That is not possible. It requires strength. If you want to go and see the sun god Vibhusan, that requires qualification. It is not so easy. You cannot enter even the sun planet. What to speak of talking with him? And Krishna could talk, Krishna can go anywhere. And when there is sun god, then God means not alone. A king does not mean alone. King means he has got his kingdom, he has got his subjects, he has got ministers, he has got military strength, everything is there. So similarly, if we accept Krishna's statement that I spoke to sun god, the sun god is there in the sun globe and he has his kingdom. So dazzling kingdom. It looks like fire. But don't think it is impersonal. Impersonal, how Krishna could talk with you? There is no question of impersonality. So, here, adharma, vigyan, the degrees. Real dharma is, Krishna is explaining in the Bhagavad. Sarva dharman parito, you have created, man made so many dharmas. So, one Bengali Vaishnava, he has mentioned, Prithivite jaha kichu dharma name chole, Bhagavat kahe taha paripurna chole. Bhagavat, Srimad Bhagavatam says, Dharma prodhita kaitavayatra. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, all kaitava means cheating. Cheating type of religious system is kicked out. Prodhita. Dharma prodhita kaitavayatra. So, dharma is one. Religion is one. There cannot be different types of religion. There is concoction. Dharma tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam, several times. So dharma and adharma, these witnesses are there to see who is disobeying the orders of the Lord. That is adharma. A clear order is that sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. This is dharma. Everything is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. What is Gyan, what is dharma, what is vairagya. So we have got this opportunity, this human form of life, as I was saying yesterday. Krishna bhuliya jeev, anadi mahimmo jeev, Krishna bhuli gera. Ataev Krishna Veda Purana Karila. We have, since we do not know when, but since a very, very long time, Anadi. Adi means it is beginning of this creation. And before that, Anadi. Anadi Bahirmo, Ji. We are forgetful of Krishna since a very, very long time. And going within this cycle of birth and death, transmigration. So we get the opportunity, this human form of life, so we must revive our consciousness by going through, by understanding, by hearing this literature, Veda Purana. Veda Purana, Anadi Bahirma Vidhi, Krishna Bhuli. Our position is, we have forgotten God. But this forgetfulness can be subdued and we can revive our original consciousness. Just like a man sleeping, but if you call him again and again, Mr. Such and such, get up, now your time is to go to office or do this, do that. Similarly, although we are sleeping on the lap of Maya, Kato nidra jao Maya pisachira kole, so we can be awakened by simply this chanting process. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. So this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra will cleanse our heart. We are loaded with so many dirty things. So this can be cleansed. Cheta darpana marjanam, bhava mahada magni nipapanam. This Krishna consciousness movement is to cleanse the heart of the human being and get out all the, purge it, kick out all dirty things and concentrate and devotional service of Krishna. And the beginning is sinnata, this process. It doesn't require that you should be very rich man or you should be very educated or so on, so on. No. In whatever position you are, remain. There is no question of artificial improvement. There is no question. Remain. Simply, God has given you the ear. Utilize it. Yes. You don't require to go to the university and get a PhD degree and then you can understand. No. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Jnane priyasam udapasya namantaiva sarmukharitanga bhavadiyo vartam sthane sthita sudhigatang tanuvang manovi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement is so nice that you don't require to acquire something artificial. No. Whatever you are, remain there. Simply hear. And preaching means to propagate or to vibrate what Krishna has said. So this is the position of the preacher, that you simply repeat like a parrot, no qualification. You simply, whatever is said in the Bhagavad Gita, you repeat. And the others simply hear. Savanam Jaisanam. Then both of them become liberal. There is no question of that to become a qualified person. This is the only qualification, that the preacher should preach only what Krishna has said. That's all. No manufacturing, no concoction. And the audience, they will hear from such person who does not speak anything else except Krishna teaching. That's all. these two things, if correct, then your both the life, the savanam kirtanam, the one who is speaking and one who is hearing, both of them are benefited. So, this Krishna consciousness movement is opening so many centers just to give people opportunity to hear. Hear. So I am very glad that this was a charge, and nobody was coming here. And therefore it was sold to us. Now you are all belonging to America, Los Angeles, and the church also was there. Now why it is crowded? It is not that you are imported from India to hear about Krishna. So if there is substance, they will hear. If there is no substance, who will hear? That is the difference. The substance is here. Ataev Krishna Veda Purana Kariya. You hear the Vedas and Purana and make your life successful. Thank you very much.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 45, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 26th of July, 1975, in Laguna Beach, California.
Jena javana jatha adharma dharma viha samihita saeva tatphalam bhungte tatha tavat amatra. So, in the previous verse we have discussed Devavan na jakarmakrit. Anyone who has got this material body, he has to work. Everyone has to work. In the spiritual body also you have to work. In the material body also you have to work, because the working principle is the soul. Soul is living force. So, he is busy. Living body means there is movement, there is work. You cannot sit idly. In the Bhagavad Gita it is said, not even for a moment one can be idle. That is the symptom of living being. So, this working is going on according to the particular body. The dog is also running, and a man is also running, but a man thinks he is very much civilized because he is running on motor car. Both of them are running, but a man has got a particular type of body by which he can prepare a vehicle or cycle and he can run on. He is thinking that I am running in greater speed than the dog, therefore I am civilized. This is the modern mental. He does not know that what is the difference between running on 50 miles speed or 5 miles speed or 5,000 miles speed or 5 million miles of speed. The space is unlimited. Whatever speed you discover, it is still insufficient. Still insufficient. So, this is not life, that because I can run in more speed than the dog, therefore I am civilized. Panthastu koti satavassa sampragamya vayu rathapi manasu munipangavana. Sappastija prapadashimna avichintatati govindamadi purisam tamang bhajami. Our speed, what for speed? Because we want to go to certain destination. That is the speed. So, the real destination is Govinda, Vishnu. Nati vidu sarthagating Vishnu. They are running in different speed, but they do not know what is the destination. Our one big poet in our country, Rabindranath Tagore, he wrote an article, I read it, when he was in London. So, in your country, Western countries, the motor cars and they run in high speed. So Rabindranath Tagore, your poet, was thinking that this Englishman's country is so small and they are running on so great speed, they will fall in the ocean. He remarked like this. Why they are running so fast? So similarly, we are running so fast for going to hell. This is our position. Because we do not know what is the destination. If I do not know what is the destination and try to drive my car in full speed, then what will be the result? The result will be disaster. We must know why you are running. Just like the river is running in great tide, flowing, but the destination is the sea. When the river comes to the sea, then its destination gone. So, similarly, we must know what is the destination. The destination is Vishnu, God. We are part and parcel of God. We are somehow or other, we are fallen in this material world. Therefore, our destination of life will be to go back to home, back to God. That is our destination. There is no other destination. So our Krishna consciousness movement is teaching that you fix up your goal of life. And what is that goal of life? Back to home, back to God. You are going this side, opposite side, toward the side of hell. That is not your destination. You go this side, back to God. That is our propaganda. So if we have not manufactured this, this is the standard. Just like Krishna says, Sarva-dharman parityajya mamekam saranam. Why you are unnecessarily running just like dog? That street dog we have seen just now on the beach, he has no master. So sometimes he is running this way, sometimes he is running where, and he saw us. He knows, after all, he is a living being, that there are some Vaishnavas, so let me go with them if they will give us shelter. That is the purpose. He was coming, you are making hut. But he wanted some master, because a dog without master, his position is very precarious. Without master, so we are all servants. Every one of us, we are all servants of Maya. Maya means we are servant of our desires. We are servant of our defined desires. Somebody is thinking, I shall be happy in this way. Somebody is thinking, I shall be happy in this way. In this way, we have got different desires, and we are servant of the desire. The servant of desire means just like the street dog. He is also desiring, if this gentleman will accept me as his dog, but he is going there and he is giving a hat. He is going to some house, moving his tail. My dear sir, will you give me some food? No, go ahead. We are also going also. My dear sir, will you give me some service? No vacancy, get out. This is our position. Hayya mayar das kori nana obhilas. Because we are constitutionally servant of God, but we have given up that service, we have now become the servant of Maya. Therefore our life is frustrated, because you do not know what is my actual position. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches, Jiver Sarup hai Nitya Krishna Das. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching that why you are going door to door like a dog. Will you give me some food? Will you give me some duty? I am prepared to serve you. And refusing, nana vilas. I am desiring again and again, this way, that way. But I do not know what is my real destination, how I shall be happy. That information is given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that you are suffering in this way for a permanent service to become happy. Why you are going here and there? You are servant of Krishna. Go there, then you will be. This is Krishna consciousness movement. We are teaching people that you are suffering life after life. Now the human society has come to such a position that they do not know that there is life after this life. They are so advanced. Exactly, the cats and dogs, they do not know that there is life after life. That is here stated. Jeno javan jatha dharma viha samihata. Yo meaning this life. Saeva tat phalang bhungti tatha tavat amutra vai. Amutra means next life. So we are preparing our next life. In this, jatha adharma, jatha dharma. There are two things. You can act piously or impiously. There is no third path. One path is pious, one path is non-pious. So here both are things, both are mentioned. Jeno javan jatha adharma dharma. Dharma means constitutional. Dharma does not mean, as it is stated in some of the English dictionary, a kind of faith. Faith may be blind, that is not dharma. Dharma means original constitutional position. That is dharma. I have several times said, just like water. Water is liquid. That is its dharma. Water, if by circumstantially it becomes solid, ice, but still it tries to become again liquid. Because that is its dharma. You put ice and gradually it will become liquid. That means this solid condition of the water is artificial by some chemical composition. The water has become solid, but by natural cause it becomes liquid. So, our present position is solid. Don't hear anything about God. But the natural position is that we are servant of God. Because we are seeking master. The supreme master is Krishna. Bhoktaram jagadavasam sarvalokumaiswaram. Krishna says, I am the master of the whole creation, I am the enjoyer. He is the master. Chaitanya Charitamrita also said, Ekola Ishar Krishna. Ishar means controller, master. Ekola Ishar Krishna. Arsabhrit. Except Krishna, there any big or small living entity, they are all servants. Except Krishna. Therefore, see, Krishna is not serving anybody. He is simply enjoying. Bhoktaram jaggudavasam sarvalok. Others like us, they first of all work very hard and then he enjoys. The Krishna never works. Natasakajam karanancha vidyate. He still enjoys. That is Krishna. Natasya, this is the basic information. Natasakajam karanancha vidyate. God, Krishna, he has nothing to do. You see, therefore Krishna always dancing with the gopis and playing with the cowherd boys, and when he feels fatigue, he lies down on the Jamuna and immediately his friends come, somebody fancying, somebody gives massage. Therefore he is the master. Anywhere he goes, he is master. Ekola Ishar Krishna. Ishara Parama Krishna. The supreme controller is Krishna. Then who is controller? No, there is no controller of him. That is Krishna. Here we are director of such and such, president of United States, but I am not supreme controller. As soon as the public wants, immediately pulls it down. That we do not understand. That we are posing ourselves as master, controller, but I am controlled by somebody else. So he is not controlled. Here we will find a controller to some extent, but he is controlled by another controller. So Krishna means he is controller, but nobody is there to control him. That is Krishna. That is God. This is the science of understanding. God means he is controller of everything, but he has no control. So, we are at the present moment in different conditions of life on account of our different activities, pious and impious, dharma or dharma. So, pious activities means to be controlled by Krishna. And impious activities means to be controlled by Maya. We have to be controlled. Our position is such that we cannot become controller. That is not possible. If we want to become controller, that is my artificial desire. And the resultant action will have to suffer. First of all, you must understand this. That we are controlled. Either you agree to be controlled by Krishna or you agree to be controlled by Maya. But you cannot become controller. Is there anyone here who can say that I am controller? Is there anyone? Will answer this? So, I may think that I am controller, but I am controlled by drugs, by sense gratification, kam, krodh, lobh, moh, matsarya. So there is no question of the living entities being independent. That is not possible. He is dependent. But if he becomes dependent on Krishna, then life is successful. Exactly the position, the dog is loitering without being controlled by somebody. He is seeking, somebody may control me. He is seeking position. But if he does not get anybody to control him, his life is very precarious. He is not happy. Therefore, if you want to be happy, then we must return to our own original position, to be controlled by Krishna. This is perfection of life. So here it is said, generally, Jena Javana Jatha Adharma. Adharma, I have already explained. Dharma means to become servant of Krishna. And adharma means to become servant of Maya. This is the distinction between dharma and adharma. Religious and irreligious. Dharma means the order of God, Krishna. Dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranita. As I have explained several times, that's a law. Law means the order of the government. If somebody, ordinary man, makes some law, nobody will accept that law. That is not law. But government gives some law that keep to the right, you have to obey it. If you break this law, you will be punished. You can say, what wrong I have done. And instead of going to the right, I have gone to the left. Both ways there are roads and streets. The government said, no, I ordered you to keep to the right, you have violated, you must be punished. Simple thing. This is adharma. You have violated the laws of the government, you must be punished. So, a dog, of course, if he violates the law, he is not punished. The punishment is meant for the human being, because he has got developed sense. He cannot violate the laws. If he violates all the books, laws, everything, education, culture, philosophy, science, it is all meant for the human being, not for the cats and dogs. So, the human being must know what is the actual law. That is dharma. Therefore, in the human society, there is some form of dharma. Either you are Christian or Hindu or Muslim or Buddhist, throughout the whole world, any civilized nation, they have got some dharma, religious system. Why? Through it, you should understand what is the goal of your life. If you do not know that, then proportionately as you are ignorant, poor, you will be punished. You will be punished. So nature's way, evolution, the punishment is beginning from the aquatics. Then gradually, by evolutionary process, nature gives the chance that from aquatics you become plants and trees, then from plants and trees you become insects, reptiles, then from that you become bird, then from that you become beast, and from that beast you become human being. In this way, by evolutionary process, you come to the platform of becoming a human being. Now, develop consciousness, you have to decide whom I shall serve now. Thank you very much.